Hello children and welcome to the session today. Children, the moment we look out of our windows, our doors, our balconies, we see beautiful green plants all around us. The more plants in an area, the shadier that area is going to be, the cooler that area is going to be. And the lesser number of plants will make the area heated up, right? So plants are very, very important. They freshen up the air around us. Now, what goes on inside the plants is what we are going to understand in chapter number 8, Getting to Know Plants. We are going to understand in this chapter the classification of plants, plant systems, root, structure, function and modifications, the structure of stem and its modification and functions, the same for leaves and the structure of flowers and fruits. So we have been learning about plants right from grade 1 and we know that plants vary in size, in variety. So when we talk about size, what do we exactly talk about? We talk about tall plants, short plants, plants with strong stems, plants with weak stems. So let us begin to understand this by reading about herbs. What are herbs? They are very tiny plants which have got tender stems. For example, mint and coriander. Then comes shrubs. Now shrubs have harder stems than the herbs and the examples are lemon and rose. Then come trees. Trees are the biggest, tallest and strongest of all plants. For example, mango and neem. Then let's talk about creepers and climbers. Both creepers and climbers have got a very, very delicate stem. But the only difference is that creepers grow along the ground and climbers need support to climb up. So here you have been given an example of a grapevine, that is a climber, and a pumpkin plant, that is a creeper. So children, when we talk about the different types of parts of the plant, we remember from our junior classes that a basic plant looks somewhat like this. So there is a root system which consists of the root and there is a shoot system which consists of a main stem arising from the base of the plant, diverting into many branches. And what all do you see on these branches? You see buds, flowers, fruits, you see leaves. Right, children? So what are the two systems? The shoot system and the root system. Now let us dive deep to understand the root of the plants. You have learnt that plants have a shoot system and a root system. Plants have two kinds of roots, fibrous roots or tap roots. In tap roots, a thick, long root grows vertically downwards into the soil and several lateral roots grow from it. Plants like gram, pea, mango and carrot have tap roots. In fibrous roots, a cluster of fiber-like roots arise from a point that is the base of the stem and spread out into the soil. Plants like maize, rice, barley have fibrous roots. So children, what are the main functions of the roots? The root fixes the plant firmly. They absorb water and minerals from the soil and transport them to the stem. Now these roots are not always under the ground. Now let us talk about modifications of the root. So there are some roots that are modified to store food like carrot, radish and turnip, which we consume as food. Then there are prop roots in a banyan tree that fall down from the branches to support the huge crown of the tree. Then there are stilt roots. These stilt roots come out of the base of the stem and they help to support the stem, as in case of sugarcane, maize, and bamboo. Children, let us now understand about the shoot system. Let's begin with the stem. So what is the stem? The stem is the main axis of the shoot system. Let us again watch a video to understand more about the stem. The stem grows above the soil and is the main axis of the shoot system. The stem supports branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. It transports water and minerals absorbed by the roots to different parts of the plant. It also conducts food manufactured in leaves to other parts of the plant. Let us do a simple activity. Take a glass filled with 1/3 water and add a few drops of red ink to it. Stir it. Take a twig of a plant having a white flower, like balsam. Cut its stem obliquely. Place the stem in this glass. Leave it overnight. You will observe the flower petals and veins of the leaves the next morning and see that they have taken the red color, showing that the water has traveled up the stem into the flowers and leaves. Some plants like cactus manufacture food in their green fleshy stems. Stems like potato, ginger and onion store food. In some plants like grapes, the stem is weak. Some of its branches are modified into thread-like structure called stem tendrils. Let us now understand the various modifications of stem. So we know that in desert region where the water is in very scanty amounts, the stem modifies as in case of cactus. It begins to work in place of the leaf. The second example is of modified stems like potato, onion, garlic and ginger, which again store food and are consumed by us. Then there are certain stems that grow out from the tiny little stem or the branches. These are called stem tendrils. And what is their function? Their function is to support the plant outside. We have learned that leaf is the food factory of the plant. That means the leaf prepares food for the plant. By what process? By the process of photosynthesis. Now, if you look at the basic structure of a leaf, what do you see? You see the petiole that connects the leaf to the main branch. You see a center line which is known as the midrib. You see many tiny veins that are coming out of the midrib. These are called veins. And the flat surface of the leaf is known as the lamina. Now, sometimes the arrangement of these veins, which is called venation, is of one type and sometimes it is another type. So, there is parallel venation. This system of venation that you see here is parallel venation. And the other type is reticulate venation. In reticulate venation, these veins are further divided into tinier veins. That is reticulate venation. Children, what are the functions of the leaves? We just discussed that the leaf is the food factory of the plant. It carries out the function of photosynthesis. Now, in the process of photosynthesis, we know that only green colored leaves can produce their own food. This is because chlorophyll is present only in green leaves. And during the process of photosynthesis, the leaves give out oxygen. They take in carbon dioxide. Now, where does this exchange of gases take place? This exchange of gases takes place on the underside of the leaf. What is present there? Stomata. When the stomata open, the gases go inside and come outside. And another thing that comes outside is water vapor. Now, because of stomata and because of this water vapor that is coming out of the leaves, this is the reason why areas which have got a lot of trees also receive a lot of rainfall, because this water vapor increases the amount of water vapor in nature. This process by which water vapor is released from the stomata is known as transpiration. So just like the stem and the root, the leaves may also be modified. We all know that desert plants have got thorn-like leaves. Why is it so? So that the amount of water loss due to transpiration can be reduced. So this is one modification. And in case of pea plant, if you can see these tendrils coming out, what are these? These support the plant. Now children, let's move on to the next important part of the plant, which is flowers. So the flowers are the reproductive organ of the plant. Why? Because flowers develop into fruits and fruits contain the seeds that will give rise to the new plant. Let us watch a video to understand the structure of the flowers. Many plants bear flowers. Some flowers are brightly colored and some may be sweet smelling. Flower is the reproductive organ of a plant. A typical complete flower has the following parts. The stalk of the flower is called a pedicel. It joins the flower to the stem. The uppermost part of the pedicel is wider and is known as the thalamus. On the top of thalamus, the different parts of the flower are arranged in ring or whorls. The outermost whorl consists of green leaf-like structures called sepals. They protect the flower when it is a bud. Flowers like China rose that have all four whorls are called complete flowers. Flowers of papaya in which one whorl is missing is called an incomplete flower. So children, there are a few activities that have been given in your book to understand and observe the various flowers available in the school garden, and then to split open a hibiscus flower and understand the structure of the flower. So the process by which the male gamete and the female gamete combine to form the zygote is known as fertilization. And the process of transfer of the male gamete to the female gamete is known as pollination. Now children, after pollination, fertilization takes place, which gives rise to fruit, and the ovules inside the fruit change into seeds. This is used for perennation of the plant. Perennation means further spread of seeds and growth of the plant. So children, in this chapter today, we have learned so much about plants. We have also learned that plants have got modified parts in case of stem, in case of leaves, even in case of the root. So having learned so much today, are you ready to attempt the questions at the back? Let's get going. Thank you.